Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of this read, I'm using The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. Her name's up here. And so it's illustrated by Mark Evans. His name's at the bottom. So there you go. Supportive Oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I know Stacey has other decks. I think Ellen does as well. I don't know about Mark. But if you want to find anything by those people who have created these things, there's the information for it. Sagittarius. There's a lot coming out here at the end. A lot of busy, something's busy here in the environment. The end is a mess. Let me just cheat. No, I think actually it's gonna go well. We gotta get there first. My first impression before we get too far into this, I think you're fine pretty much through the whole thing. I think this whole reading's gonna be about know who you're dealing with, because something's messy here. It's not, I don't feel like it's you, but I feel like it's somebody you're dealing with is a lot more messy than maybe you realize. This might even be somebody who you're like, no, I know they're messy. Well, you might be surprised. You may think they're level 5 and they're level 10. That's all I'm saying. Starting into this situation, is that the 8? 8 of Pentacles. I feel like you're active. This, I mean, it looks like an investigation card, but I'm getting like, you've got a lot going on. I feel like you're very busy, but you're paying attention. There is an investigative attitude with this. But you're very busy. You got a lot happening. Like, I almost feel like, you know, if it's a work situation, you're going forward, you're getting things done, you're very, very busy, moving very quickly. People don't know that you're paying attention, but you are very much paying attention. You got your eyes and ears wide open. You're getting done what you need to do, and you're doing it right, and you're doing it well. You're doing it pretty quickly, but you're also absorbing. You're paying attention. You hear what people are saying. You see what's going on. You know what's happening. The thing is, you're absorbing it, and you're like, you're just absorbing it. I don't know what you're doing with it. I don't even, at this point, you're not doing anything with it. You're just kind of like, I need to understand what's really happening here. This might go on for a few weeks, because it almost seems like you're not looking just to absorb for a day or two. You're like, I want to get the feel for this area. I want to get the feel for this situation. And I'm just going to act like I don't see what's going on. That way they'll be themselves, and I can get a real idea of how this normally goes day to day. So it might go on for a few weeks, possibly a little longer. Kind of like, no, I need to know what's really going on. So I'm just going to shut my mouth, pretend like I don't know what's happening here, pretend I don't see it, pretend I don't hear it. But I am seeing and hearing it all. Now, you got sovereignty in the void. You might be letting a couple people get away with things. It's not favoritism. I'm getting the reason you're doing that is for the same thing we just said. You need to know how it's really going down. And you're like, if I just play stupid for a moment, just play dumb for a little while, more truth will come forward. If they don't think I'm really catching on, they're going to be themselves more, and I'm going to see what's going on here. There's a couple people here where you're like, I should call them out. And it's almost like they're testing you. They're like, well, if the Sagittarius sees this, they're definitely not going to let this pass by. You see it, but you're like, no, because I know if I call that out, they're going to know I'm paying attention. So if I don't call it out, they're going to get a little bit more secure, think they're a little bit more safe than they are, and we can see what they're really hiding here. You're keeping up this attitude. You get the Knight of Pentacles with the Six of Wands. You're playing it very careful. You're like, nope, not letting people know I see what's happening. I'm very careful because I need to know the truth. And if I call it out now, they're going to hide what's really going on here. And I need to see what's underneath the soil, what's under the rug, what's in the basement, what's under the basement, like what's really at the bottom of this. And if I just start yelling at things now, if I start dealing with things at the surface level, I never find out what's below that. So they can play their games. I see what they're doing. I'm not going to bite, but I see what they're doing, and I'm going to remember, so they can play it all they want. They'll regret it at some point. Now, does it come forward? It does come forward. This is where it starts getting really messy. Discernment, Four of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Four of Wands. All this is happening just before you say something, because they think you're about to when this comes out. There's somebody who gets away with things. They feel entitled to it, It's like they have an emotional something connection to it. The Queen of Cups with the Four of Wands is telling me it's something they're very used to and feel like they're connected to that they should have. The discernment with the Four of Pentacles is telling me, though, that, they're rationalizing why this is fair for them. It's like they're breaking some rules or something, getting away with something, but they're rationalizing why they're doing that. And they feel entitled to it, is what I'm getting. This is kind of when you start to like, all right, I've seen enough. That energy, because it's showing up in the environment with this wolf. The wolf energy, like, I'm getting about the message on the card. Like, you're hearing it, you're seeing it, it's like the alarm is going off. Wolf is teacher energy, but I'm more seeing like, it's kind of like, all right, jig is up. This, I don't need to see anymore. This is what I've been looking for. This is too much. This is too much. This, like, it's kind of like, this is what I've been looking for. This entitlement, this breaking of the rules and feeling like we are entitled to do so, that's what I'm looking for. And then the wheel turns, kind of like you finally find what you're looking for. I wouldn't say you knew what you're looking for, you just knew it was a little deeper. You're looking for what the trigger is to all these problems, and you're like, this is it. Wheel of Fortune comes in with the Five of Wands. You don't hold anything back about this. You call it right out for what it is. If somebody tries to give you guff, you're kind of like, oh, don't worry, I saw the whole thing. I saw everything. I've been taking notes. Like, I saw y'all. I saw ya. People are completely blown away. Like, they really didn't think you saw it. They really thought they were getting it by you. That's the Tower card. They're shocked. It's coming down on them. Like, what is going on here? Like, what? Like, the Sagittarius really did. Not only did the Sagittarius see what just happened, they've been keeping score the whole time. Like all these people who were like pushing their button, like thinking they were getting the better of you. Now they're realizing, oh no, I kept score. I saw it. I made note. I know, and you're all going to pay for it because I'm not putting up with it. It's kind of like time to clean house. You come forward with a lot of strength too. You're ticked. You're like, no, that was ridiculous, because you feel like they're kind of like. It's almost like they were making fun of you, kind of like they were getting the better of you, and you're like, oh no, you weren't, and now you're going to pay for it. Kind of like, you thought it was funny then? Well, how funny do you think it is now? It's kind of like that. Change is in the air here. It's interesting that this card is here, because it's like it was going to happen either way. You weren't going to let this keep going. This is what you were looking for. This is what you were looking for that needs to change, that was keeping things from working right. You were looking for the problem. You found it. Now change is going to happen. You didn't come this far just to go, oh, that's okay. That's fine. It's a train wreck. That's okay. No, you came here to stop the train wreck. Like, we're not going to continually have train wrecks. It's not like a way of life. Having a train wreck after train wreck is not a way of life here. We're going to stop that. We're done. No more train wrecks. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it feels. Like, listen, we're not going to put up with more train wrecks. We're going to fix the tracks. We're going to fix the engines. We're going to fix how this thing works. We're going to slow it down. And we're not going to have any more train wrecks. So we're going to fix this. There's a lot of energy with this. I swear I only had one sip of coffee because I'm feeling a lot of energy. I'm like, ooh. Knight of Pentacles, nope, the Knight of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Fool come in. You probably have support. I'm getting, not all of you have support, but those of you who don't need it. You get to make the change on your own, and nobody seems to be able to stand against you. Those of you who do need it, though, have the support, because the change will happen. It's holding in very tightly with the King of Pentacles. This could represent the person helping you, or it could represent your attitude and how you're holding a very strong hold, like we are not going backwards, we're going to go forward. The Knight of Wands is very conducive to your energy, kind of like we're going to keep going forward, we're going to get this working, we're going to put it back on track, and the people around you are just kind of like, they want to appease you. They want to appease you. So I feel like you told them you saw what they were doing, and you called people out, and now they're like, okay, well, if I at least work with this Sagittarius, maybe it doesn't have to be that bad. Maybe, when they come up to me and they're like, hey, by the way, I saw that, and this is what I think about that, maybe it won't be that bad if I, get in gear and I just help the Sagittarius do what they want to do. It's like they're standing behind you because you got stuff on them. Like, you got stuff on them, and it's like, and you're not even like holding it like a threat. You're just like, I'll be around to you. I know what you did. I just got to get on. You're just not on my list yet. I'm coming down the list. Your turn will come. So it's not like you're threatening. You're just kind of like, I just have first things first going on here. So they're like trying to help you. Like if I help the Sagittarius out, maybe they'll be a little bit nicer to me when they get to me and they won't be that angry. So you're getting a lot of support. Temperance, King of Wands, Eight of Wands. You're saying things need to change, and you're saying what's going to change, and people are like, okay, then we're changing it. Because they messed with you, and you were not impressed with them, and you called them out and said, just wait, I have to get down this list. Your time will come. I'm coming down the list. When I get to your name, we'll talk about it. And they're like, okay, well, the Sagittarius means it, so I need to hold together. I need to put it together and do this the best I can for the Sagittarius. Maybe I can get some favor, or maybe the Sagittarius will be a little bit nicer to me. Maybe I get a little bit of forgiveness by, making their life easier. Like, they're really bending over backwards. Like, if I do this for the Sagittarius, if I help them get what they want, maybe they'll be nicer to me. And it's not like you're looking to be mean. You're just going to call them out. Like, I saw that, and this isn't going to happen anymore. So the power comes in. The power shift is in your side, on your side. The thing is, the longer you wait, I feel like the longer this goes in your favor, the more this goes in your favor. I feel like you might be able to use this as leverage for a while if you want to. Power is in your hand. It's up to you how you feel about it, clearly. Because for a lot of you, you're just kind of like, well, no, when I get to them on the list, they're going to hear it. Others of you are kind of like, I don't really need to deal with that right now. Maybe I could push it off for a while. As long as you hold it off, it's leverage in your favor. It's up to you if that's right or if that's wrong. You know your situation. Because I'm getting the Two of Wands with the Knight of Cups. Like, people are acting the way they should now. People are putting themselves in the position they were supposed to be in to begin with. And you're liking that. And you're kind of like, it's not like you want to hold this over people, but you're like, as long as I don't say anything, things seem to go very well. And I'd like to keep that going that way. So you got a decision to make. Do I have to bring this forward? And I feel like the answer is yes to that. How long before I have to bring it forward? And when I do, can I bring it forward in a way to where I'm like giving this person or these people like that impression like, well, I don't know, I'm calling you out on it and I see what you did, but maybe we'll do this probation thing. Keep your nose clean and maybe nothing really bad has to happen. There doesn't have to be any really bad repercussions. Kind of like, you're putting them on probation, if you will. So you're kind of like, can I do that? How? Because you're gonna call it out. You're gonna go very direct with it, is what I'm getting. But it's kind of like, is that warranted here? Like, as long as you keep going the right direction, maybe we don't have to do anything. Maybe we'll just review it every 3 months and see how your progress is for the next year, 6 months to a year, whatever seems like will work. Maybe we'll come back and talk about it every 2 months for the next 6 months, whatever works. Because you want to kind of elongate this cooperation. You want to elongate this going the way it should go anyway. So it's kind of like, what should I do and what's going to be the best for the situation? And it's like, what's best for the situation and what should I do, or do those match more than I realize? Because I see, like, there's a lot of communication here, and there's a lot of people feeling like they're under the gun a little bit with the Four of Cups. The situation isn't bad, but there's like that one thing just hanging over their head, just kind of like, oh no, I know what you did, don't push it, don't push your luck. And I'm getting there's communication about it, like you're not letting people get away with anything, right? I don't, like in the sense you're addressing it, but you're kind of like, well, you're on probation for the next 6 months to a year, or whatever. You're letting them know that you better do things the way you're supposed to. Ultimately, I feel like they're going to keep their nose clean, and it's kind of like they're kind of getting away with something. But are they? That's the question. It's up to you whether they're really getting away with something. Because you're getting what you want out of the situation, and you now see them clearer now. You know where to keep an eye on these people, like what type of things they do. I'm getting the World card with the Moon. It's kind of like, I feel like you're putting people on probation. And whatever the situation is, whether it's a friendship, a family thing, a work thing, whatever it is, it feels like you're telling this person or these people, you're on probation, and I'm keeping an eye on you. But I don't see you revisiting it. The thing is, that's not like the end. The end is, it's either going to kind of dissipate away and things are going to go the way you want them to, and I feel like you're just going to kind of like, I don't want to bring that up again, I don't want to start that crap again, so as long as things go well, I'm just going to let it go. For others of you, if it starts getting a little rough, you're going to pull it back in again, and then you're going to start doing what you have to do. It's kind of, that's the Moon card. It's kind of like you have to take it as it comes. There's nothing I feel is like a definite. Kind of have to watch it, like, if they're doing what they're supposed to do, I don't really want to deal with it again anyway, and things are going the way they should, so, and you know they feel like they're having that thing, like they have something hanging over their head, so you're like, that's fair, I don't feel bad about that. It seems like it goes well. It's just using this as leverage to your advantage. I feel like that's a big piece of this, and you deciding what you want to do with it. I think that's what this whole reading is about, having the leverage and deciding what's right. It's completely subjective to how you feel, but you're going to have that leverage, and I feel like the advice is like, use it to your advantage. Make the situation go better. This is going to get you the best change, the most reliable change for the moment. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.